That might be the new intro.
So
we're talking about World War II today.
as we do so often.
Yeah. Okay.
Are there any boats? Any World War II boats in this?
I mean, not necessarily. I don't actually talk about a boat, but there could be a boat related to how they get to America because
there are oceans.
Yeah,
between America
and Ellis Island comes up for 2 seconds for like
Smellis Island.
Yeah, Smelliot Island. He never got back.
Smelliot Island.
Yeah, he never answered.
I
Anyway,
live in Rhode Island, but the H and the S are silent.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
that gives me the Celine Dion just shouted out farmers by removing all consonants in her name. E-I-E-I-O.
Do you believe in poo after shart?
Do you believe in cows after
moo? Happy May, everyone. Welcome to our second info drop. I hope you're ready for this month. We are talking about veterans this month.
Yeah.
All about them.
Military.
It's military month for info dump.
Yeah. Military info month.
Yes. You said you had a little intro story?
You want me to...
That was just my little...
I just have a really fucking funny bit.
Yeah,
and I think Avi might want to listen to this as well because it's really fucking funny.
Okay.
So I'm just sitting on my Facebook today, and I'm doom scrolling, and a comedian comes up and he starts talking about his trip to Morocco with his wife, and how they're divorced now because of the trip to Morocco. And so basically, the story was they went camel riding, and this guy... one of the camel instructors, man, not camel, offered the comedian 20 camels for his wife.
Oh?
So basically, he, in the middle of this bit, it's a pretty, I don't remember what the comedian was, but pretty funny bit, and he makes a comment about, he looks up about, like, what is a camel worth, you know, like, and there are camel calculators.
Oh.
To calculate how many camels you, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your friends are worth.
All right.
So
we're doing a camel calculation later.
Everyone. Oh. Well, I didn't put myself in because I got distracted.
Oh, but you put me in?
But yeah, so Avi, because of his long hair and his full facial hair and his gorgeous blue eyes, he would be worth allegedly about 80 camels.
80? Holy
80
shit.
camels.
Damn, okay.
And
you gotta start, like, you're worth a lot.
There was one that you came up, because there's multiple camel calculators, and so I was like, that was on the high end. I want to say in another camel calculator, you came out to like a 56.
Okay, but between 56 and 80 is pretty good.
So the first one, the high end... on the high end of camels, you're worth about 78.
Okay, we're not far behind.
But on the low end, I think you were at like 40 something.
Damn, it's probably my height.
Yeah, it's probably the height.
Yeah,
and the fact that you're a woman. He's a strong, virile male.
This is true.
He could mate with the camels.
Oh, I wouldn't. Why are we talking about bestiality on this podcast?
Camel meat. So anyway, in World War II, the men were traded for camels.
That's how you're segueing this?
That's how we're segueing.
Okay, anyway.
It's not true, but I want it to be.
All right. Anyway, so remember when we were talking about veterans in World War II?
We never talked about those poor camels. The camel veterans?
The camel veterans are, for our wartime animals.
Yeah.
There was no camels in your wartime research?
Yeah, I mean, camels are basically like horses, so I feel like there's a fair amount of them.
Yeah.
Horse camel. Is it like, you know how like a donkey is like... No, a mule is a donkey and a horse.
Yeah.
What if they mixed a camel and a horse?
Could they? I don't know if they
I don't know
could.
if they're compatible, but I
don't know if they're compatible.
They might not be the right star signs, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But anyway.
Anywho, my story is
Falling in love with camels in World War II.
Yes, that's the title. No, that's actually the title. Okay. So for today, I have a couple small stories for
I'm
us.
so excited to learn about them because I've only heard a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm going to just jump right in. I'm not going to tell you what... Well, I mean, you know what the second one is, but I'm going to let the audience just be surprised. And the third one you might know because I mentioned it like very briefly, but you're not ready for it. Okay, so my first story. POV, it's World War II. You are a German soldier looking for a nice carbonated beverage to sip on as you prepare yourself for what lies ahead. Your usual drink of choice, Coca-Cola, is unfortunately not accessible. With an American trade embargo and a British naval blockade, you are unable to receive your delicious Coke syrup. To help and aid in this horrific event, Max Keith, the head of Coca-Cola Deutschland, decided to come up with a new product with items he had available to him. Sugar beet, whey, and apple pomace. Described as the leftover of leftovers. In a brainstorming session on what to call the soda, Keith said, "Use your imagination." But in German, that was fantasy. And the salesman, Joe Kipp, shouted out, "Fanta." That just splashed back at me.
That's hot.
Yeah.
She got some of the German splashback.
Luna,
if you guys
loved
didn't
that.
just hear Luna scream at the idea of German splashback.
That's my band name. Yeah. Yeah, how's your German splashback?
Well, right now it doesn't seem very German.
Oh.
It's got an Xbox 25 Call of Duty logo on it, so I don't know what that means, but it seems like they still really like war.
The German production plant was cut from Coca-Cola headquarters after the U.S.'s entry into war in 1941. But after the war, Coca-Cola regained the plant and took the profit, the formula, and all trademarks created in the new Fanta product. By 1943, Fanta had sold over 3 million cases to Germany. However, many of these bottles were not consumed as a drink, but as a cooking agent to add sweetness and flavor to soups and stews due to sugar rations.
So I'm putting Fanta in my next soup.
I don't know if you want to put American Fanta in your next
We'll see.
soup. But yeah. Fanta was discontinued in 1949, but in 1955, in Naples, Italy, a new formulation including oranges was in production. In 1960, the brand was being distributed worldwide, but faced some pushback to come to the U.S. as they didn't want to compete with the strong market position of the flagship Coke. Even by the 80s, it was still not as popular as it is now due to Minute Maid selling similar products. In 2001, Fanta received national push as the growing Hispanic populations and proven success in Latin America. This part's funny. In 2005, a British TV ad for Fanta Z, or Fanta Zero Sugar, had people spitting out the drink, and it became the 9th most complained about ad that year. 272 viewers had complained that it encouraged copycat behavior in children, that it encouraged children to start spitting. So,
I mean, I remember being a kid and you just spit. That was how it be sometimes.
You just spit. But yeah, I guess this in the UK, I guess was not cool.
They really hated German splashback.
Yeah, they really did, guys. German splashback, that's the title?
It might have to be.
Yeah. In 2015, the 75th anniversary version of Fanta was released in Germany. It was packaged in glass bottles to replicate the original bottles. It had an original wartime flavor as well, including I know
wartime flavor.
Yeah,
that Mountain Dew's Major Melon.
Yeah. The wartime flavor included 30% whey and pomace, and it described on the packaging as less sweet and a German original.
What the hell is pomace?
Just the scraps, the skin of the apple and the stem, all the bits you don't want to eat that you just make into a little chunk, little paste or pomace, if you will. Yeah, it's all the scraps.
Not my brain thinking pumice stone.
No, pomace.
Pommice?
No, Pomace.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So it's like the pig's nose and the pig's hoofs.
Yeah.
The things you don't want to eat.
The deer hoof.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to explain that to my mom. She was like, "But what was it? Was it like a necklace, or what was the deer hoof?" And I said, "They were just carrying a deer hoof."
And
they just brought a deer hoof to the club, Ma. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
And I just went up and snatched it from them.
Yeah, you snatched that hoof.
I snatched that hoof, girl. I really wish Alex got that photo, but it's okay. So that was my story on how Fanta was invented.
Nice.
So that was it. It was real quick. Quick one. Now I have story 2. about Haagen-Dazs. I know you told me to get into Haagen-Dazs, and I read all about it. So this one was interesting too. So we're on the theme of marketing in World War II. Foreign branding, aka Mr. Haagen-Dazs, the beloved ice cream brand Haagen-Dazs, is none other than the American brand with a foreign twist. Invented by Reuben Mattis and his wife Rose. I mean, she could be his Rose toy. His Rose toy. His
Rose toy helped him invent ice cream. Oh no! What's in the ice cream?
Whoa! I mean, if a Rose toy can make you invent ice cream, what can it do?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. So, invented by Reuben Mattis and his wife Rose, Polish Jews who moved to the Bronx, Haagen-Dazs was to be a pseudo-Scandinavian phrase in a journey to create a name that was Danish-sounding. However, the letters A with the 2 dots on top of it, or a diaresis, I looked up how to say that, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, is not in the Danish language, nor is the Z S. It's all...
Love that.
Yeah, so Haagen-Dazs is spelled H-A with the 2 dots, A-G-E-N dash D-A-Z-S. So that A with the 2 dots and the Z-S are not, like, they're not...
The Z-S is so Polish.
Yeah.
That hearing that they were Polish is so fucking funny.
Yeah, so I thought you'd like that one. The name, according to Mattis, was a tribute to Denmark's treatment of Jews in World War II. Some of the early labels even included a map of Denmark. Isn't that crazy?
Get around Denmark with your Haagen-Dazs. They probably didn't even sell it there.
In Denmark? No, I didn't even look that up. I should have looked it up.
Right? Like, could you imagine getting a map to Denmark and being like, cool, I'll never use this?
Yeah, probably.
Like, especially that's when maps were useful. They were like, oh.
That's when maps were useful.
Like, like, oh, this is a map. I'll keep this in my map drawer for the next time I go out,
Yeah, before GPS, man.
Yeah, before you could just Google any map you want.
Yeah.
You had to collect them.
Wow, map collectors. And maps were ever changing, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Imagine if you didn't have an updated map.
No. Imagine, new map dropped, guys. hey guys, new map update. This is so funny. Now we're going to do a geography episode.
Time is cyclical. In the 1800s, they were saying new map update, and now we're saying new map update about Fortnite.
Guys, new map. That's actually crazy.
No, okay, now we need to do the bit that it's like a Victorian era child, like running inside. Folks, there's a map update. Can you believe it? And then it's 2012, and just a little shit of a kid being like, "Fucking map update."
Oh my god, that's like that. Okay, that's total side note, but that low-key reminded me of the time that I went to this lady's house because I was gonna go like watch her. I told you this story, but the pod people don't know this story. Went to this lady's house to go like interview with her dog, so I could like be her dog handler, her dog walker. You
wanted to handle her dog? Wanted to fondle her dog?
Yeah, sure. And her kid was in the living room. She's like, "Don't mind Billy in the living room," and he's like, "Mom, shh, I'm on the game," and he's screaming to his friends on the game, and I'm like, "Hey."
You should have just walked in and been like, "Are you winning, son?
No, are you winning, William?" Yeah. So Haagen-Dazs. Anywho.
Polish delicacy.
Now I think we can relate to Mattis on his process of coming up with the name Haagen-Dazs. Because it's kind of info dump related.
Info dump adjacent.
Yeah. His daughter reported that he spent hours sitting at the kitchen table shouting out nonsensical words until he stumbled across Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah.
This method was foolproof to finding something unique and original.
You're not wrong.
Right? And with any great marketing campaign, a strong market value, and a positive reception to the country of origin, Haagen-Dazs was sure to be a success.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, now it's just expensive.
Okay, but how did Mattis stumble acron, guys? I literally can't speak. I'm really trying to like say this like story and it's just not working. So, how did Mattis stumble across the frozen dairy industry, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you. When his family migrated to America, he had an uncle who had been there working in the Italian lemon ice business. Now, this is not the Italian ice that we know and love. This is actually gelato.
Ah.
Lemon ice is actually gelato, but like I thought it would have been like Italian ice, but I think Italian ice is American.
That would make sense.
Like, I think it's like our version of that. So we just ruin everything.
We do. I mean, Italian ice is pretty fucking fire.
No, it's pretty gas.
It's more of a sorbet.
I think that's what it is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the lemon ice was gelato.
Right? It's
yeah,
like lemon gelato.
Yeah, it's like gelato. But in the late 20s, they began making ice pops, and by 1929, chocolate ice cream bars and sandwiches under the name Senator Frozen Products. Yeah. They were located in the southern Bronx and delivered them by a horse-drawn wagon. Yeah.
That's giving Dippin' Dots carried the Pfizer vaccine.
Hello?
Because Dippin' Dots had the refrigeration technology to travel.
Oh, how did I not know this?
Dippin' Dots is so frozen that like it has to be stored at like negative 40 degrees Celsius, and that just happened to be the same temperature that the Pfizer vaccine or one of the vaccines had to be stored at.
That's really funny.
So they literally like rented out Dippin' Dot trucks to transport.
How come I literally never heard of this?
It was very, very subtle, but it's one of my favorite.
No, that's funny. I love that one. That's good. Now the Senator Company was successful, but other brands started to stick their hand in the ice cream bowl, so to say.
Just stick their hand right in there?
Yeah, they were just getting their paws right up in there. So this started some price wars, as it does. So in 1959, Mattis had thought to develop a new type of ice cream, a high-end heavy ice cream. Heavy. Some thick ice cream. Okay? And supposedly in 1988, he was speaking at the Learning Annex in New York's Upper East Side, where he explained that he worked for the uncle selling ice cream. And with his idea to make a newer version, he spent hours in the New York Public Library researching ice creams and ingredients. And in his research, he found out that Belgium chocolate and Boston rum would make a great alternative. He then came up with the name as previously mentioned, and he would package the ice cream in circular boxes, believed to be the first of its kind. Yeah. Then grocery stores started to complain that they didn't sell as many because not many fit in the freezer, but then he said it's not the amount, it's the amount taken and sold, not the amount stored. So.
Yeah.
And that is Haagen-Dazs. There was a couple little things I just didn't write down because they weren't like huge to the story, but it was like I guess I was looking up his wife, like their like origin story, and I guess her family like helped make costumes for Broadway at one point, or like theater companies or something. Like that was her family background.
She might be a fun deep dive.
Right? And Ellis Island came in on that. Like they all came in through there and some shit like that. So there was that, and then there was one point where when he first like started doing Haagen-Dazs and he started selling the ice creams, he would also like dress up really fancy, and he would like go around town in his little wagon with his horse and like pretend to make it really fancy and be like, come try my local ice cream.
Okay, Willy Wonka.
Yeah, he was pretty much the Willy Wonka of ice cream. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah.
I love that for him.
Yeah, so
when people ask me if there's one person you want, like one historical figure you want to have dinner with, it's going to be that guy now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, just because that would be great. Do you think dinner would just be ice cream? Do you think
probably?
Do you think he is such a culinary ingenue?
I mean, probably.
He could create a savory dinner ice cream?
Yeah, probably.
Am I going to try and do that? Am I going to try and live through his spirit?
Yes. Yeah, and I don't know, he was definitely one of the first to start with the strawberry ice cream. I don't know if he was the first, but he was one of the first to do like a strawberry ice cream, because there was like something I was reading that was like he was trying to like come up with like the perfect berry to put into an ice cream, and he came up with strawberry.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if don't quote me that he was the first, but he was one of the first.
Interesting.
I believe. So. And then I was like on the Haagen-Dazs website, and their commercial popped up immediately, and I was like, okay, let me watch this. Okay, Lola Young as their commercial background music. Okay. Break your bed and then the sofa. Oh, they obviously didn't put that part in there, but it's like, But me, I only want one thing. That part. Yeah, that song. That's a really good song. So they had Lola.
Is woke.
Yeah, they had Lola Young, girl. That poor girl. I hope she's okay.
No tea. Yeah. That was a while ago.
No, it was. Yeah, that was that. I don't even know when that was last year.
Yeah, like October or something.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. But anyway. Okay, I have one last little quick teeny tiny story because I'm sure we're probably close to the 30-minute mark at this point. So I'm scrolling on Instagram one night and I go down a rabbit hole on Lucille Ball. This is where she comes in. Now I want to do a whole episode on her, but this is my quick little story because it's relevant. It is. Okay. So beef background, guys.
That's what we're calling my soup.
Yeah,
it's
true.
Just beef background.
No, because
it was very background. It's a background soup.
Yeah, background soups. That's like a category you got to get into.
Background soups is my band name.
No, yeah.
Or my drag name.
Background soup? I don't know. We'll get a workshop that for a drag name. Okay, why can't I talk today? So a brief background for those who don't know Lucille Ball or just know her name. She was a comedian and actress in the 30s and 40s, but primarily known for her role in I Love Lucy in the 50s. But anyway, this story is about dental fillings. Okay, yeah, stick with me. Okay, so now it's the mid to late 40s, and so she gets a dental filling, and of course it's made of lead.
Of course,
because you know. And so she's driving home from the Hollywood studios really early in the morning, really late at night, like 1 a.m. And she's driving, and then she all of a sudden hears some music with a really great beat. And she looked down to turn her radio off, but it wasn't on. And so she looked around to see if anyone was following her, but the music just kept getting louder and louder. And at that point, she realized it was in my mouth. She heard the tune and recognized it, but it started to fade away. And she said, "What the hell was that? What could it possibly be?" The next day at the studio, she mentioned her experience to Buster Keaton. And he replied, "What street were you on? Moore Park?" And she said, "Yes." He said, "You went by the radio station. You picked it up? Do you have any fillings?" She told him she did, and he said, "You picked it up on your teeth." She looked forward to driving by the radio station again, and she had to wait a couple weeks to get the temporary fillings removed. But 5 nights later, she was driving again when she passed 4 vacant lots where the Birmingham, or General Army Hospital, was to be built. When she drove by the lots, she heard a code through her fillings, like a Morse code. She stopped her car, checked out the area, and the code continued in her head. And she sought out the signal by backing her car up. And as she backed up, the signal got stronger and stronger. She stopped once the signal was strong enough, and her whole jaw was vibrating. This is where my research got cut off, and I have to go to the other doc because I wrote it in 2 different docs.
Love that for you.
I started this one in another doc. So give me 1 moment to finish that.
It's giving me those Tooth Tunes lollipops or whatever.
Yes.
Did you know that those were given an award for the most wasteful product?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Next day, she gets back to the studio with her newfound experience, and she went to the security office to report what had happened. The security office passed the information to authorities, who found an underground transmitting Japanese radio station. She was working there and helped foil the Axis powers and their plans via her temporary fillings and a late-night trip to Los Angeles. She stopped a Japanese thing with her filling. Are you kidding me?
Wild.
Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
She said this all I was literally scrolling through all her stuff, and this interview popped up, and I just started watching it, and she was on some late night talk show, and she was like, "Yeah, I stopped some Japanese spies by my fillings by figuring out the Morse code." So that's why I talked about Morse code in a later episode that people will hear. But yeah.
That's wild.
So we gotta learn Morse code.
Yeah.
So
that reminds me of an episode of Bob's that basically it's a story about a radio, and the Bob's great grandmother like foiled plans in World War II because Bob's grandmother, the baby, was like super fussy and would only listen to one station like of white noise on the radio, and then on that station they started picking up like codes and stuff and whatever, and then they realized there was a German spy on the roof. Oh my god, it's a really good episode. I love that episode.
No, yeah, so start listening to the radio, and learn your Morse code, ladies and gents.
Foil your spies.
Foil your Axis powers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
which axis is it though? The X or the Y or the Z?
What if it's the C?
Is there a C? Yeah. Hello.
I just came up with that.
I love that. What's your favorite type of graph?
I don't know, girl, you're asking too far back.
What's your least favorite type of graph?
Graph.
Look at this graph.
Look at this graph. I don't remember graphs.
Personally, my least favorite graph is the quadratic graph. The classic parabola.
Yes, I was thinking of this whole time I was trying to figure out parabola. Yes, I was trying to figure that out to say that. But
I think my favorite is the exponential function.
Okay.
Because that one, it starts in the corner and it goes and it almost touches the axes, but it doesn't.
No touching the axis.
Yeah. Yeah. Slope is pretty cool too.
Slopes
Y equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b. Did I ever tell you about slopes with slopes?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Slopes with slopes. I had a teacher named Miss Slopes, for those who want to know.
That reminds me, I don't know why that teacher name reminds me of Miss Volpe. That we called the Volpinator.
Oh,
yeah. She was kind of the fucking worst.
Oh, well.
She was the one I told you the story about. There was a guy who was like outside her house and her dog started barking.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a guy who like would break into people's houses and like watch them sleep.
Ooh.
And then one day a student was telling the story.
This was like in your hometown?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And she lived like 2 towns away.
Still.
But yeah, so there was a guy who'd like break in your house and just like watch you sleep, but he wasn't like very high on the priority list because he wasn't fucking doing anything. He just watched you sleep.
No.
And so basically one night, one day at school, there's a kid talking about the story. They're like, "Oh, did you hear about the guy?" And then Miss Volpe is like, "Oh, well, I guess that makes sense because last night my dog started barking at like 3 a.m. and I couldn't figure out what he's barking at. And then I went to the window and there was a guy standing outside my window and I made eye contact with him and then he ran away."
Oh, okay. Adam Hicks doing the rap from Determinate when he got caught.
Adam Hicks did do that.
He did do that.
That was not a dream, sir.
He do that.
He do.
He do fart.
Serial farters. Time is cyclical. We have to make that meme.
Yeah, Fortnite meme.
New map update, guys.
Yeah, post that to the dumper.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to our second drop. As we drop our
second deuce.
Our second deuce.
That's what we should have called them. Info deuces.
Damn it. Well, this only works for this one because it's the second one. So
true.
Deuces.
Should
we just end them all with deuces?
Deuces.
Okay. Deuces. No, I'm kidding.
I hate us.
No, that was awful. But yeah, that was my 3 stories. Thanks for listening to World War II and Lucille Ball. That one that was just crazy to me.
That's wild. Does this conclude our military stuff?
Yeah, for what we've done, but we still have people have not listened to what comes out in May. Hasn't come out yet.
Oh, true. No, because this will be. Well, wait. Yeah, no, you're right.
The next one we have is
shut the fuck up.
I think Wartime Animals comes out next. Or Animals and More.
Rosetta and...
I don't know what I'm naming it, so...
Okay, yeah, so...
Languages.
Yeah, language topics.
Yeah, languages and Rosetta, and then Wartime Animals, or Animals and More.
That's, whatever that one's gonna be.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Cool. Yeah, I gotta come up with my title.
Get ready to listen to some awesome fucking
this month is gonna be great, so... Yeah. Get ready, guys. Thanks for listening. Check us out on YouTube if you're listening to this on Spotify, or vice versa. If you're on YouTube, check us out on Spotify. Also, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook,
Twitter,
Pinterest. Just kidding. But yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.